So this is a quick tutorial for those of you who have been having trouble activating the remote control panel, or for those of you who want to upgrade Grasshopper in general. Depending on what versions you're using, certain new components or new capabilities of Grasshopper might exist. And if you're working on the school computers especially, it's a little bit trickier to upgrade Grasshopper due to the permissions that have been set on your computers. So since I've been talking to a few people about this process, I figured I might as well go ahead and record a video. The first thing you want to do is download Grasshopper. So you want to go to grasshopper.com's download page. Click on download and download the latest version of Grasshopper for Rhino. Enter your email address and click next, and you'll see that this button, and you can just download it to a folder. Now the next step is to find the Grasshopper file, and I'm actually going to bring it into a new folder just so we can see more easily what I'm doing. And you want to then take the Grasshopper file and rename its extension to zip. And just go ahead and do that. If by any chance you can't see the extension, you want to go into Organize, Folder and Search Options, View, and uncheck Hide Extension for known file types. And that way the extension will become visible, and so you can edit that. So now that it's a zip file, you can open it, and I believe on the computers at GSAPP, they may have WinZip. In my case, I have WinRAR. But the process is the same. Double-click on the archive to open it, and then while you're inside the archive, you want to rename the files that end with exe. So right now, I'm just going to add a to the end. It could be anything, but this is essentially so that we're tricking the school computers into extracting the exe files as well, because currently the computers at GSAPP don't allow you to use or to unarchive exe files. Now, after that's done, you can close the zip file, and then you can extract it to a directory. And then once you do that, you'll see that all the files have been extracted, and then you have to go back in again and rename those files back into exe files. After you do that, you want to put this entire Grasshopper folder in a good place, and I believe on the Avery computers they should be under the D drive under Grasshopper, so drag it in there, because you have to have the folder in a stable location, and then you have this Grasshopper plugin.rhp file. Now if you have Grasshopper already loaded, you actually have to quit Rhino and open it again in order to have the plugin load. Once you do that, you can open Rhino again, and then once Rhino is open, and we'll take a little bit, wait for a little bit for it to load. Then, before you load Grasshopper, you want to drag the Grasshopper plugin.rhp file into the viewport. Oh, it looks like my Rhino hasn't loaded quite yet. Great, so now Rhino's loaded, and I want to drag, again, Grasshopper.rhp into the viewport. You'll see ID already in use. Let's try that again. In some cases, this may happen because Grasshopper has already been loaded. And for the vast majority of you, this should work fine. Yes, it looks like Grasshopper's been loaded already for some reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually close this remote control panel, because I think by opening this remote control panel, Rhino may be loading part of the Grasshopper plugin. And then I'm going to open Rhino again, drag that in. Again, I think when I've tried it on the Avery computers, most of you should work at that step, and you should be able to load Grasshopper fine. In this case, we'll try it one more time. Okay, so I'm going to try the drag and drop again. And you can see that in this case, for some reason it wasn't working earlier. Maybe it's because remote control panel was already open. You can see it says drag and drop loaded plugin. Now if I type in Grasshopper and load, you can see I've been updated to the newest build. Correspondingly, if you go into Grasshopper and click on View Remote Control Panel, it should be enabled now for those of you who are on an old version. So that's the way in which you can update your Grasshopper version on the Avery computers. You have to edit the archive, change the exe files so that they're under a different extension, unarchive them, rename the exe files so that they are exe files, and then after copying everything to a folder that's stable, you want to drag and drop the RHP plugin file into Rhino.